The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, published in 1997, has become a global phenomenon, translated into over 30 languages and sold over 16 million copies worldwide. Its popularity surged after an endorsement by Oprah Winfrey, who called it transformative. Eckhart Tolle, born in Germany in 1948, experienced a profound spiritual awakening at age 29 after years of depression. This experience inspired him to write a book that blends personal anecdotes with philosophical insights from Buddhism, Taoism, and Christianity. The book consists of 10 chapters, each delving into aspects of mindfulness, ego transcendence, and inner peace. Tolle writes for a broad audience, making complex concepts accessible through simple examples and exercises. His non-religious approach makes the book appealing to people of diverse beliefs. The Power of Now offers practical tools, such as observing thoughts and connecting with the inner body, to break free from mental noise and emotional pain. The book has garnered both acclaim and criticism. Readers praise its ability to reduce stress and enhance life quality, but some critics find its ideas abstract or challenging to apply nevertheless. Its influence on pop culture and mindfulness practices is undeniable. This review provides an in-depth analysis of each chapter, offering a comprehensive understanding of Tolle's teachings. Chapter 1. You Are Not Your Mind. The first chapter lays the foundation for Tolle's philosophy, asserting that our true self is not our mind but the consciousness observing it. The mind, with its incessant stream of thoughts, creates a false sense of identity that traps us in anxiety and regret. For instance, thoughts like I am a failure or I made a mistake may feel real, but Tolle teaches they are mere mental constructs. Tolle introduces the practice of watching the thinker, noticing thoughts without engaging with them. This can be likened to watching clouds pass by. The thoughts come and go, but the sky, your consciousness, remains unchanged. He shares his own story of awakening, when, in a moment of despair, he realized his suffering stemmed from identifying with the mind, leading to liberation. The chapter inspires readers to begin their journey toward mindfulness, freeing themselves from mental noise. Chapter 2, Consciousness, the Way Out of Pain. The second chapter introduces the concept of the pain body, a collection of emotional wounds fueled by negative thoughts, such as resentment or fear. The pain body may manifest as physical discomfort or emotional outbursts, often disproportionate to the situation. For example, a casual remark might trigger anger tied to past traumas. Tolle advises observing the pain body without judgment. If you feel irritation, pause and simply feel the emotion without analyzing it. This deprives the pain body of energy, as it thrives on your attention. He emphasizes accepting the present moment, even if it is painful, to dissolve suffering. The chapter also explores forgiveness as a tool for releasing old wounds, offering readers a practical path to emotional healing. Chapter 3, Moving Deeply into the Now. The third chapter deepens the practice of presence, asserting that time is an illusion. Only the now is real, while the past and future are mental constructs. Tolle distinguishes between clock time for practical purposes and psychological time, regrets and anxieties, which disrupts peace. He suggests using the senses as anchors, listening to sounds, feeling the texture of clothes, or noticing breath. For instance, while eating, focus on the taste and texture of food. Tolle also introduces the inner body, the energetic field felt by focusing on the body. This practice helps stay present, even in chaos. The chapter draws on spiritual traditions like Zen, where presence is achieved through full immersion in the moment. Chapter 4, Mind Strategies for Avoiding the Now. The fourth chapter examines how the mind avoids the present through obsessive thoughts or problem creation. Tolle describes how the mind invents scenarios, what if I fail, or clings to past grievances to sustain the ego. These habits create an illusion of control but amplify suffering. To counter these traps, he suggests redirecting attention to the body or breath. For example, if caught in worry, feel your feet touching the ground. Tolle also advises recognizing the ego, which feeds on conflict. The chapter teaches readers to identify these mental patterns and return to the present, strengthening mindfulness. Chapter 5, The State of Presence. The fifth chapter defines presence as a state of full awareness, where you are completely immersed in the moment. Tolle explains that presence makes the world vivid, sounds become clearer, colors brighter. For example, observing a flower without thinking about it reveals its true beauty. He introduces the witnessing consciousness, the ability to observe thoughts and emotions with detachment. This consciousness is your essence, untouched by the mind. Tolle suggests practices like listening to the silence between sounds or observing nature without labels. The chapter inspires readers to cherish simple moments, like the rustle of leaves, as a path to peace. Chapter 6, The Inner Body. The 6th chapter focuses on the inner body, the life energy animating the physical body. Tolle offers exercises. Feel the warmth in your hands, then extend this sensation throughout the body. This practice grounds you in the present, even in stressful situations. He asserts that the inner body is a bridge to deep awareness, independent of external conditions. For instance, during panic, focus on your breath to restore presence. The chapter also discusses how emotions are stored in the body, suggesting body awareness as a healing tool. This is a practical guide for those seeking tangible mindfulness tools. Chapter 7, Portals into the Unmanifested. The 7th chapter explores the unmanifested, the formless consciousness beyond the physical world. Tolle describes portals to this state: silence, space, and thought cessation. For example, the pause before responding in a conversation can open access to deep awareness. He discusses surrender, letting go of control, and trusting life. This requires faith in the natural order. The chapter may be challenging for beginners but offers profound insight into spirituality. Tolle encourages experimenting with these portals to find what resonates. Chapter 8, Enlightened Relationships. The 8th chapter applies presence to relationships. Tolle asserts that true love is possible only in awareness, when we accept others without expectations. For example, instead of reacting to criticism from the ego, you can simply listen to your partner. He distinguishes between addictive relationships, based on dependency, and enlightened ones, rooted in freedom. Tolle advises practicing deep listening and acceptance. For those alone, he suggests using solitude for self-discovery. This chapter is valuable for fostering harmonious connections. Chapter 9, Beyond Happiness and Unhappiness, There is Peace. The 9th chapter proposes peace as a state beyond happiness and unhappiness. Happiness depends on conditions, but peace is accessible through accepting the present. For example, in a tough situation like job loss, peace can be found by not resisting reality. Tolle emphasizes that negativity is a product of the mind, citing animals like cats, which live in the present and hold no grudges. He suggests practicing forgiveness of the present to avoid negativity build-up. The chapter inspires seeking inner stability regardless of circumstances. Chapter 10, The Meaning of Surrender. The final chapter deepens the concept of surrender, accepting the present moment. Tolle clarifies that surrender is not passivity but freedom from resistance. For instance, accepting a traffic jam allows calm action instead of panic. He provides examples of applying surrender in tough situations, showing how it leads to wise decisions. The chapter concludes the book with a call to make surrender a daily practice, guiding readers towards spiritual awakening and harmony with life. Tolle offers exercises like observing breath, focusing on the body, and practicing silence. Readers can start small, dedicate 5 minutes daily to mindful breathing or noticing nature as beauty. These practices reduce stress and enhance life quality. The book has had a massive impact, becoming a bestseller after Oprah's endorsement. Its ideas are integrated into mindfulness practices and spiritual programs. However, some critics find Tolle's approach abstract or complex, especially for those unfamiliar with Eastern philosophy, yet millions find it transformative. The Power of Now is a powerful guide to spiritual awakening, offering practical tools for living in the present. Each chapter unveils unique aspects of mindfulness, from overcoming the ego to embracing surrender. The book inspires readers to start small with one mindful breath and gradually transform their lives. If you seek inner peace and deeper self-understanding, this book is an invaluable companion.